The thing about acquisitions is like, I find you never know what you're getting into when you get into it. And then once you get into it, then you start to see what you really need to do.
Yeah.
And like, that's actually the path.
Yeah.
And it's hard to explain that to people at the beginning, because
Totally.
once you have to take the leap to get into the right lane. Do you like this 1982 Porsche 911 Coupe? Statistically, I already know that you do. The classic car market is worth over $40 billion and expected to almost double in the next 7 years. Why am I here at this industrial park? Because Acquisition Lab member Lucas Phillips bought Newark Auto. His hero product, classic car floor mats. He's the owner of Newark Auto and this Porsche. Come on with me inside. I'm super excited to be here and see what Lucas has done over the last 5 years modernizing this company. Lucas!
Hey man, welcome.
How you doing? Doing well. Oh my God.
My name is Lucas Phillips. I'm 27 years old. And in 2021, I went through the acquisition lab and acquired Newark Auto, which is an 120-year-old manufacturing company, and we make interior parts for all sorts of classic cars. This machine I purchased from a contract manufacturer who's just 1.5 miles down the road.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable because the transportation cost of these machines is really high.
Yeah.
And little did I know, this manufacturer was in the undergarment manufacturing industry.
Okay.
And was the primary manufacturer for Hanky Panky's underwear. So over the last few years since we purchased this thing, there's been a few times where we have to like get into the guts of it to fix it. And we have like pulled out long strands of lace. as we've been fixing.
Far cry from,
Yes.
from what do you call this?
Auto carpet.
Auto carpet.
Or auto upholstery now, right? So
Yeah.
we started with carpet, and then through a number of acquisitions, we're now doing headliners, which is the fabric in the ceiling of the interior.
Yeah.
We do door panels. We do different trim panels on the interior, and recently we bought a business that will do, we're starting seat covers, so replacement upholstery. So we're really doing the entire interior of these cars.
Yeah, that's amazing.
With both of
So
these
cool.
machines, I
Yeah.
think I can like triple the business
Yes.
without needing additional machines.
Triple the business from its current place?
Yeah. I think we can get to 5 to 7 million top line with just those two machines. In order to grow this manufacturing company, we had to retool the factory, which meant all of the fabric cutting that we were doing before by hand, we needed to convert that whole process over to a machine-operated process with our CNC cutters. So that was the first upgrade I made, but that didn't necessarily grow top line. This is the digitizing station. So you'll see the camera up here,
Yep.
and
Oh, this is where you make
this is where we digitize.
Yeah, got it.
This was one of the first upgrades I made to the business after I bought it, because we had to start digitizing before we could even buy a
Right.
CNC machine.
Right.
This is where we take those paper templates and turn them into digital files. So there's that template there,
Yeah.
and you capture the photo, and it creates this perfect photo, but the photo also has, you know, that
Yeah.
outline there. And so putting all of that together, cataloging it properly, capturing product photos, and then listing those products on the website, and then letting Google do its magic,
Yes, right.
has been the really like fruitful part of sales growth.
Yeah,
But we can only do that by doing this.
Yes.
So this is the first step.
right. It's an innovation stack.
The other reason why
Yeah.
the first thing I bought was this software was because a few sparks fly in this, 100-plus-year-old building, and
Yeah.
all my patterns are gone.
Oh my gosh,
And there's
right.
no insurance policy that will cover that IP.
It's like this
Exactly.
is like a proprietary paper cut
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable because you think it's so simple, but when a seat is comprised of 30 pieces that are all sewn together in different ways, it's something that's very hard for somebody else to copy.
So you're taking the old economy and moving it into the new economy.
When I was searching, what I was looking for was a very old school consumer products business that I could modernize and really bring into the 21st century. And this really fit the bill. The key growth initiatives over the last 4 years have been automation and direct-to-consumer sales. I bought the business 4 years ago, and I've bought 3 additional companies and integrated them all into one. So there's been a lot of growth.
So the highest, like you didn't know what you were looking for other than this sort of like vague theoretical concept. And then lo and behold, it turns out to be, you know, a 7-figure acquisition of a classic car automotive carpet business.
You know, this whole classic car community, they're sophisticated shoppers. When they like a product and they like a company, they get crazy about that.
So you can become the dependable supplier.
Correct.
To
That's
sort
the
of
goal.
a fanatical group of consumers.
Exactly. I just want you to see. This is just from the 4th acquisition.
Holy cow.
I mean, they go all the way back. There's a ton of them here. And the ones that are yellow, you're gonna get all chalk all over you, are the ones that we already captured. And then, so we're still working through all of this.
Wow.
So the prior owner of the business, who, like a super honest guy, still in touch with him, have lunch with him regularly, and bring him in to help with things that he's really good at helping with. The one thing he's really good at helping with is like figuring out space and organizing the factory. We need to organize all this inventory.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like all of those fabric samples that I showed you before, there's like 400 or 500 of them.
Yeah.
We're gonna need dedicated tubes to be putting hides of leather in for all of those, and we're gonna need to inventory all of them.
Right.
And this area is not set up for that yet.
Right. So you need additional racks
We need racks, the tubes we have to have specially manufactured.
Yeah.
You can't get leather tubes somewhere they don't sell them.
Yes.
So he's sourcing the tubes for us. He's gonna come in and help build the racks. I mean, the prior owner and I are still totally in touch.
That's great. Does he love what you've done with the business, or is he like
He's
somewhere
very
like,
excited about it.
Okay, cool.
He's very excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this business was really his life's work.
Right.
I mean, it started well before him. It's
Yeah.
120 years old.
Right.
But he started here, I think, in the 60s in the 70s, and he was 16 years old, and he never worked anywhere else his whole life.
Wow.
So he retired. He was 62 or 63 when I bought the business from him.
Yeah.
And so this place is just such a part of his identity that he's still around.
Yeah.
And he really likes coming in, and it doesn't interfere at all with what I'm doing.
Amazing.
He's just supporting that, and so it's been a wonderful relationship.
So Lucas, you've changed how the company is generating revenue.
The goal when I bought the company was to expand sales by building a brand that consumers know. I wanted to sell product direct to consumer. The first step was making sure that whatever growth we pursued, we protected the existing revenue.
Correct.
That is the revenue that services the debt.
It's what you bought.
It's what I bought.
It's what you bought.
Correct. But the business's entire sales were based on wholesale relationships.
Yeah.
I couldn't start competing with those people.
Right.
Which was kind of
That's
tricky
the challenge.
to figure out.
Yeah, right.
And so what we did is we changed our whole pricing structure so that we have MSRPs on all of our products, and that is what we sell at on our website.
Yep.
And we don't go below MSRP. We don't discount 30% off for the holidays or anything like that.
Yep.
We set MSRPs, and then we give all of our wholesale customers discounts off MSRP based on how much business we do with them. And they can choose to price our products wherever they want in there.
Yeah.
Another thing that we did was we evaluated all of the products. Some products, we're the only ones in the world that make this product, and other ones are competitive.
Yes.
So we switched to this cost plus pricing
Yep.
to more of a value-based pricing approach.
Yep.
such that if we're the only ones out there making this product, we're gonna have a higher margin on that
Totally.
than a product that's a very competitive one.
Right.
So it was both that pricing adjustment, but also setting those MSRPs and selling direct to consumer in a way that doesn't compete with our dealers. That's enabled us to grow without hurting our core B2B business.
Right.
And at this point, it's about 50-50.
Are you okay talking about revenue here?
Yeah, sure.
So when you bought the company, it was doing what in revenue?
It was doing between 1.1 and 1.25 million a year in sales.
Okay.
Consistently.
Heavy million in revenue.
Correct.
What are you doing today?
Last year we did just shy of 2 million.
Okay.
And with the recent acquisition, we should well surpass 2.5 this year.
Great.
I think we can get over 3.
Yeah.
It'll be a stretch to get over 3, but we'll definitely be over 2.5.
And then I know you've got plans to go even bigger,
Yes.
maybe even triple revenue.
Yeah.
Are you going to get there organically because of the infrastructure that you've acquired? Or are you going to continue to acquire?
I don't need to do any additional acquisitions to get over 5 million in sales.
Yeah, right.
I
Got
just need to do the things that we talked about.
When did you buy this company? How many years ago?
July of 2021, when I
Okay.
was 24.
Yeah, so you bought this company when you were 24 years old. Now we're what, 4 years into it, not even. And you've more than doubled the business. You're going to double it again in how long?
I think we can double the business again by the end of 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
We
great.
can get to 5 million by the end of 2026.
Great.
We are totally on track, and I'm 27 years old, and I think I'm headed to a wonderful place.
So you're 27. By the time you're 28, you're going to have a $5 million business. I mean, you're talking about less than like a fraction of a percent of human beings on this planet have done what you've been able to do here at Newark Auto. How does that make you feel?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And I have an amazing team around me. You
Yeah.
guys have been integral to that. The lab, each
Thanks.
deal I've done has only been done really thanks to a lot of your guys' feedback.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
It's so engaging every day to be doing what I'm doing.
It's not necessarily, rainbows and unicorns. It's hard work. I sell hard work and risk.
This is like good work every day.
Yeah,
It's
right.
Good, honest work
Yeah.
over a long period of time
Yeah.
that drives unbelievable returns.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
growth.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So here's my big takeaway after spending the afternoon with Lucas. Ultimately, the business that he bought has some really unique value add captures that he did. First and foremost, he identified what turned out to be specialized IP in a very niche market, okay? And by doing that, he was able to come in and take an old economy business and essentially, bring technology and modernize and capture that specialized IP in a way that no one has before. So as a result, he modernized this special IP, which then allowed him to do one-off custom production at scale in a super niche market, okay? All of this, okay, sort of partnered or matched with the expensive machines, okay, that he's been able to acquire through multiple acquisitions, has created a barrier to entry in a very niche, very specialized, very fanatical industry, okay? And ultimately, at the end of the day, there's not a lot of players in this, right? And so as a result, this really could be a situation where winner take all in the industry that Lucas bought. If you like this video, make sure you hit subscribe. We're gonna be doing a lot of tours. We'll see you on the inside.